So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna compare, is DSLR scanning really that viable compared to traditional film scanner? Okay, I have made it to Tampere once again. I can feel the backpack really weighing on me. Might be because I have the RZ in my backpack and it's super heavy. So yeah, I made it to the office and guess who forgot their on-camera Rode microphone today? This is so weird, but I don't care. I actually like the audio of this microphone better than the Rode video mic that I normally use. I just dropped off a roll of Ektar that I shot with the RZ67. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna compare, is DSLR scanning really that viable compared to traditional film scanner? We're gonna get it developed and scanned here, and then we're gonna set up a Valoi scanning setup and see if we can get the same amount of detail with not paying like 15,000 euros for a film scanner. But the first thing that I gotta do is actually build a DSLR scanning setup. So that means we need a tripod or something to hold the camera. We need a holder for the film, we need a light source, and we need a macro lens, and of course a camera. So I think those are things we can find around here. So let's see if we can find all of those. The start of our setup for today. I'm on vertical tripod because we didn't have a copy stand, and then a table, then we need just everything else to throw on here. We have acquired a camera and a lens. For camera we're going to use the Canon EOS RP, which is a full frame camera, and then we have a Canon 100mm 2.8 macro lens. I would say that it's staying on there quite well, and that's all that I really need for this.
That's decent.
We now got the holder, the Valoi holder, and then we have my other phone as a light. So this is not the optimal setup, but it's what I can whip up quickly, and we can see if the detail is anywhere close to a actual Noritsu. This might actually work. Like, you can get pretty good magnification with it. And due to this tripod not being perfectly level, I mean, it's not a copy stand, so we're not gonna do stitching because that's gonna be way too difficult for this. You can press the shutter. Yeah. Scan the roll. So now we just gotta throw these files into Lightroom and get them through Negative Lab Pro to see the results. Okay, so I have come back to the showroom. So I have the pictures here from both the Noritsu and the Valoi setup. Okay, some observations I'd like to make. Colors, for one, is a thing that's really subjective, of course, but especially with Ektar, scanning it or scanning it with a digital camera, there's a million ways you can get the colors. But I want to take this picture for an example. This is the Noritsu scan. You can see it's pretty warm. The bow is pretty well visible. And if you zoom into the bow, you can see that there's actually quite a lot of detail there. And here is the DSLR scan from the Canon EOS RP. And if you zoom in to the camera scan, you can actually see that there's a lot more detail in the Valoi scan. Even though my setup was really bad and kind of shaky and probably not perfectly level, I still got very good results. And you can see, for example, in the boat, much more detail. One other thing I would like to say, that it's not always. For example, this picture of the flowers from the Noritsu looks very great, but Negative Lab Pro just threw it off. But the sharpness is really good. In terms of sharpness for medium format, you can go either with a DSLR scan or a Noritsu, but one of them is $15,000 and one of them is much less. This picture in the forest actually surprised me. There's much more detail in the shadows on the Valoi scan, of course. The Noritsu just threw it down, took the shadows down a lot and blew out the highlights because those are like a million stops over. With the Valoi scan, you can see that you can recover the detail in the highlights And that's something you cannot do with the Noritsu. And that's a really good thing you can do with DSLR scanning. You get much more possibility to pull the scans any way you want. Also, scanning with the Valoi setup was really quick. Like, I could run through this whole roll in about 1 minute, which was crazy. But what did I learn? The RZ mirror slaps a lot. So it makes your pictures very unsharp at slow shutter speeds because the big mirror moves inside the camera. So if you're shooting at low shutter speeds and want very sharp pictures, bring a cable release with you because then you can do mirror lockup. But anyways, I want to conclude this video here. So if you liked it, hit the like button down below and also subscribe to the channel because most of the people watching these videos are actually not subscribed. I can see that in the statistics. Comment down below if you have tried DSLR scanning and did this make you want to try it. But yeah, I will see you on the next video and see ya.